Hey friends, in today's video we're doing an entire look using top rated makeup from Sephora. So everything on my face has at least 500 reviews and maintains a 4.5 to 5 star rating on Sephora.com. I just wanted to give you guys an easy go-to look using amazing products. Everything will be tagged in YouTube Shopping and in the description box below. So if you have any questions on which shade or where to find it, you guys can check that down below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so you might notice that I have some bruising underneath my eye. I got microneedling done. What is today? Today's Monday. I got it done Friday, so 2-3 days ago. If you've never had microneedling done, it can leave you with these little kind of like blood looking bruises where they go a little deeper. Where for me, they go deeper underneath the eyes because that's where I have a lot of texture. And then they also go deep kind of in my smile line. So you'll see a little bit of that there too. But we are going to cover it. We are going to completely transform this face in about 20 to 25 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's video again is using kind of the best rated products at Sephora. So I went on Sephora.com. I went in each category: makeup, foundation, concealer, powder, blush, bronzer, lip liner, all the things. And I sorted by best rated. And I really wanted to gather products that had at least 500 reviews and had at least a 4-star, 4.5 to 5-star rating. So all of these products are top rated by at least 500 reviews on Sephora.com. And I had all of them in stock. So it was really nice. I didn't have to make an extra trip. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with our foundation. And I chose the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. The Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin was also on that list, but I couldn't find mine here. So I don't know if I tossed mine during the move because maybe it was old, but this is a fantastic foundation. I love this one. I fell in love with this last year. Did this launch last year? A year ago? It's a fairly new foundation and it is just so good. I wear the shade N7, and one of the things I love about this foundation is the undertones are just spot on. This is a perfect match for my skin. And I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty 106 and we are going to start to cover this up, you guys. So if you have questions about microneedling, drop them down below. I have had microneedling done a few times. I think the last time I did it was maybe a year ago, which ideally I wouldn't go that long between sessions. I'm in charge of this. I can make this happen. I'd like to do them every 3 to 4 months and just kind of book them in advance and have them on my schedule. But microneedling really helps a lot. What I notice the most is texture, just a smoother, brighter complexion. I'll leave the place that I go in Austin down below if you are in the area and you want a recommendation. But in terms of like pain, it is not too painful, but she uses a very great numbing cream on me. So she does get the face really numb. So I don't know if it would be a different experience if I went somewhere else or if they didn't use a numbing cream. So it's not painful where I go because of that numbing cream. And the downtime is, so again, I did mine on Friday. This is what I'm left with on Monday. Saturday, and immediately after, so Friday afternoon, Saturday, I did have pretty obvious like bruising underneath the eye. If I didn't wear makeup, it would probably be something that you wouldn't want to walk around with. But it goes away pretty quickly. And, so very minimal downtime and relatively painless process. Not extremely expensive. I think it's around $400 to $500 is what I paid for a treatment. So, it's not like as expensive as some lasers can be. And I'm just kind of pressing this in the center of the face and then just kind of buffing on the perimeter to blend out. Microneedling does leave your skin feeling a little dry and flaky for several days afterwards. And I'm kind of there. You can see some areas where my skin is flaky and a little dry. So if you do it, time it where there's a good week that you don't need to like have your skin look perfect. Your skin's going to start looking perfect a few weeks out. So a few weeks from now is when I will notice the benefits of this treatment. Let's get back to the makeup, okay? That's what this video is all about, the best rated makeup at Sephora. Now, what I love about this foundation is it's got great coverage. It has a very natural finish, so it leaves the skin looking natural. It doesn't look overly dewy or glowy or radiant, and it doesn't look dry and matte and flat either. It's just very natural looking. It looks like natural, healthy skin that is a subtle radiance. And even though it has a little bit of radiance, it's very controlled. It's not really shiny. It doesn't look too shiny or dewy throughout the day. It wears really well. It's a great long wearing foundation and it's lightweight. So it's great for, over 40 skin when you don't want a lot of heavy products that just accentuate texture. My goodness, we need some help here today. I'm feeling a little I don't know what the word is, but let's just get some makeup on, shall we? Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm feeling like I need brows, but let's go in with concealer first. So the concealer that I chose from the best rated is the Hourglass concealer. This is such a great concealer, the Vanish concealer. Great coverage. It just wears beautifully, very long wearing. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Drift. I have a few shades of this and a few shades work, but what I like about Drift is it's got a very peach undertone to it, which I need, especially to cover this bruising. If I went in with something that didn't have that peach tone to it, I wouldn't neutralize that darkness as well, and I probably wouldn't get as much coverage. Even if I'm using the same product, if I use a different color or the wrong color, the coverage will be compromised when you are dealing with like darkness like this. And I'm gonna go in with the N19, and we are just going to blend this out. Perfect. Okay, and I'm just gonna tap kind of gently to get most of it spread. And then I'm gonna come over to the other side, do the other side, and then we'll go back and we will blend the rest out. I like this concealer because it also has a pretty natural finish. It sets really well, great coverage. It's not too heavy. It's nice and lightweight. I wouldn't say it's the most lightweight concealer that I have. It's not a real thin formula, but it doesn't feel heavy either. For the amount of coverage that you get, it's really nice. Look at that, just so, so good. I'm taking my brush and I'm just kind of running it on a dry paper towel to remove any excess. Then I'm going in and I'm just gently, actually I'm firmly stamping, but slowly, just kind of slowly stamping to blend the rest out. This brush is so good, you guys, for full coverage. If you're working with a full coverage concealer or something a little thicker, not necessarily this one is thick, but if you are working with a thicker concealer, this brush is great for that. I like to tap down the side of the nose with whatever's left over on my brush because that's going to highlight the face a bit. Perfect. Okay. Now we are going to go in and set with powder in a bit, but let's go ahead and get our brows on. Now for brows, I'm sticking with my like tried and true brow combo. It's the Benefit Precisely Brow Pencil and the brow wax. This is just my favorite combo of the moment. I love it, love it, love it. And I wear a darker shade in the pencil. I'm going in with 3.5. And then the brow wax I'm going in is with 2 because I have highlighted hair. So I kind of mimic that with my brows. So I go in with a taupey brown to fill in and create some shade. No girls. Oh my gosh, the girls are about to start barking. I can hear some people talking outside of my studio. They're sitting here at my feet. Mila is the cutest little thing, but she is like she turns into like Cujo whenever people come around, and she's harmless. She never attacks or bites, but she just goes berserk. I don't know what it is. She just she has so much anxiety. Does anyone else have pugs or anyone else's dog like that? I don't get it. And Maisie, not so much. Maisie's very like calm and collected, and she doesn't have as much anxiety as Mila does. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's a pug thing or what. Maisie was a rescue dog, and I think she like lived on the streets. I think that they found her on the streets. They brought her to a shelter, and then she landed in the pug rescue, which is where I got her. And I think, I don't know, maybe dogs that lived on the streets, they have a very different life experiences than dogs that were, came to a home as a puppy and didn't have those same. Maisie doesn't get anxious when she sees people, She gets excited. She wants to like jump on them and love them, but doesn't make her anxious. Okay, now we have the perfect shape. Look at that. And then we're going to go in and we are going to set it in place and soften it a little bit with this brow wax. I love this, you guys. I just love this product. It's my favorite brow gel wax. So good. I've used many over the years and they're great ones, but this one is just my favorite. It's a wax, but it's in like this gel component. So it is a lighter weight wax, which I like. It's kind of a hybrid between a brow gel and a wax. If you really build it up, you can add some volume because that wax will build up and get a little thicker. It has phenomenal hold. So if you have a lot of bushy brows and you need them to be held in place, this one is going to work so good. But it's not too heavy and sticky like other brow waxes can be. Okay, I've got a little concealer I need to blend out here. All right, my friends, let's go back in. Underneath the eyes right now is kind of dry because of the micro needling, and dry under eyes is never good, right? Because it can make the makeup look heavy. So in this case, it's not the makeup, but it's just the state of my skin right now. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and set with powder. So the powder, when I was looking at the top rated powders, the one that really jumped out to me that is one of my favorites is the Huda Beauty. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. This is the shade Peach Pie. I also love it in Pound Cake. This is a little bit of a peach tone to it, which is gonna help with this darkness underneath the eyes. I'm gonna take the N17 and I'm just going to pick up a good amount of product and kind of tap it into my lid here. I don't want too much powder. Now I'm gonna start not underneath the eyes. I'm gonna start like right here or maybe the forehead. But remember, the first place that you put your brush is where you're gonna deposit the most product. I don't want a lot of powder underneath the eyes, especially today when I'm dealing with this dry skin. Okay, so now that I got most of the product off, now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna lightly tap underneath the eyes to gently set. Perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna take a little bit more, tap it in the forehead. What I love about this powder, let's talk about why this is a highly rated powder. I forget how many reviews this had, but this I think had like thousands. It is just so soft and fine and light. It instantly blurs the skin. As you tap your brush on the skin, you start to see texture disappear. It is like a little airbrush tool. It is really, really kind of cool actually. And it's lightweight, which is great, especially for mature skin. It's not heavy. It will give a matte finish. So if you are trying to keep a radiant glow to the skin from your foundation, if you apply a lot of this all over, it's gonna mattify that. It's gonna kind of delete that radiant glow. So be strategic where you're placing it. If you notice, I really place in the center of the face and underneath the eyes. That's where I want to control shine. And that's where I produce oil throughout the day. That's where my makeup will move and settle because I've got these lines when I smile, when I laugh, when I, all of the expression lines, that's where I want to set. But I don't really need it here. So I'm going to leave it bare there. But this is a phenomenal powder. I really love it, you guys. And it comes in smaller packaging. So if you just want to try it out, you could always buy the smaller size before buying the large. But this is great. I love it. And I agree. It's a very highly rated and worth it product. Like, it has earned its rating in my book. Okay, for bronzer, I saw the new Rare Beauty powder bronzer on this list. And I think this had like over 1,000 5-star reviews already, which I was so shocked by. It's a pretty new product. Look, I haven't even taken my thing off, but I have used this. Let's go ahead and apply this. It's a powder bronzer. I'm gonna go in with the BK Beauty 104. And by the way, I have the shade Sun Blaze. And I'm just gonna pick it up on the side of my brush, or the tip of it, and I'm just gonna kind of work it into the skin, putting a little bit of pressure. This is really pretty. It's a very soft bronzer. It does look very smooth and almost blurring. Is this a blurring bronzer? It says soft matte powder bronzer. It doesn't say anything about blurring here, but maybe it does have blurring in the marketing benefits of it. It's really nice. And this color is beautiful. It's very warm, very sun-kissed, the perfect bronzer shade. And I'm just gonna sweep some of it into my hair line as well. Just kind of go perfect. All right, let's go do the other side. What I like about this bronzer is it's very easy to layer it. It's not too pigmented and it's not too sheer either. It really gives you a lot of control in creating the level that you want of bronzer. Especially this brush. This brush is going to really help control application too. If you were to go in with a denser brush, you get more impact quicker. So it's really all about what you want. I kind of want a softer application today, so I'm using a fluffier, larger brush. If you were to go in with like the N18, which is a really great brush for bronzer too, it's more dense, so you're going to get more payoff. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit and we're gonna go on the side of the nose here. Perfect, just to add a little warmth and a little bit down here on the jawline. Okay, I feel like my hair is just today. I should have washed it. I woke up late. I was up very late last night. Well, I wasn't up late. I went to bed at a normal time, but I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I could not go back to bed until 6 o'clock. And so I was so tired. I didn't get out of bed till 8:30 this morning, which is not like me. If I sleep in too late, it kind of just derails my whole day. I'm a morning person and I like to feel productive in the mornings. If my mornings get too, if it's 10 o'clock and I haven't accomplished much, I'm just kind of like, is anyone else like that? I don't know. That was my day today. Okay, we're feeling good. I think the skin is looking good. Look at that, much better. If you look up close, it's definitely dry and flaky because of, again, my microneedling, but I think from afar, we're looking good. Mila? Mila, Mila, she's over by the door. I feel like she's about to bark. Don't you do it, girl. Don't do it. Okay, let's go and apply some blush. I was really excited to see the Ilia Soft Focus Blurring Blushes were highly and top rated on Sephora's site because I personally love these myself. I think they are so beautiful. When these launched, I really had a moment with them. I have 2 shades here. I have this shade Breathless, which is a really pretty kind of mauvey rosy pink. And then I have the shade Flutter, which is a really soft peach. These both, as you can see, have some pearl qualities to them. Do you see how the light reflects them? But it's not heavy, it's very soft. These are so beautiful. I kind of want to go in with Flutter today. Flutter's pretty light. Let's see if I can get as much color as I want. Usually I'll use Flutter as like a highlight, or I'll top it on top of like a cream blush where I can get some peachy and then just kind of set it with this. But I'm going to use the N20 and I'm really going to load the brush up and I'm just going to kind of press it on the skin. That's going to allow me to get more payoff. What I love about this brush is it's very controllable. You can get a very soft application by just using the tip of the brush, or you can get more payoff by using the side of it and pressing it. Yeah, this is pretty. Okay, this is good. I'm getting enough color from this. You can see it's a really pretty warm peach. It works well with the bronzer. It's just like a little peachier than the bronzer, and it's got that really pretty pearly sheen to it without being too heavy. I highly recommend this as a powder bronzer for mature skin because it's going to give you some radiance and some glow without a heavy shimmer or a heavy sparkle, which we all know that can magnify texture. This is going to light up the skin, reflect light without magnifying texture or making your pores look larger. And I'm just really layering this. This color's pretty, you guys. Breathless is really beautiful, and this color here, Flutter, is pretty. Look at that. So good. Okay, now we are going to take our foundation brush. We're not adding anything to it, but I am just going to bounce it around the edges of this just to kind of soften the edges and really make the makeup not have any harsh lines, okay? We want the blush pronounced on the cheeks, but we also don't want you to really see where it's like a harsh start or stop. So doing this is just that little extra step that can, those tiny little details that can really make your makeup look like you had it professionally done. Perfect. Okay. Mila. She is so cute, you guys. I'm gonna have to, let me show you a little video of her. She is a little tater tot. So here we are. Mila Belle. Mila Belle. She's so cute. Okay, back to business. Enough with the distractions. Okay, let's talk about eyes. So I wanted to use an eyeshadow palette. I feel like I've really been into cream longwear shadow sticks and cream eyeshadows, and I've kind of moved away from using powder shadow. So today we're going to be using a powder shadow palette. This is Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette. This was highly, highly rated, and for good reason. I think everyone can love and benefit from this palette. It's just got a wide range of neutral shades, warm and cool, light to dark, matte to shimmer to pearls. It's very, very versatile. So we're gonna be using this today. Do I have an eyeshadow primer here? I don't. You know what? We're gonna use our concealer as an eyeshadow primer today. So I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass. We're gonna put a little dot right here, a little dot right there. We're just gonna blend this in with our finger, and then we're gonna go in with the palette. I would love to know from you guys, what is your go-to eye like shadow? Do you use a powder or do you use a cream? And if you use a cream, is it a stick or is it in a pot? I'd love to know. I like creams because they're quick and easy, but sometimes when I have more time, doing a look with powder is really nice because you can create a lot of dimension. Okay, so we are gonna go in and I'm gonna start with, what are we gonna do? Let's start first with taking this light shadow right here, R1. We're just gonna kind of sweep this underneath the brow and on the lid a little bit, and that's just gonna kind of set that concealer in place to prevent any creasing. Since the concealer isn't really an eye primer, we're just making it work as one. And then of course this light color is going to lift the brow a little bit and give a little bit of highlight there. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to go in and create dimension in the crease. So I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to play with these 2 shades right here. We have P2 and Y2. They look very similar, but they translate on the skin noticeably different. So I'm going to go in with both of them. By the way, I'm using the BK Beauty 202 brush, and let's just kind of sweep this in the corner and then kind of work it into the crease. All right, so we're gonna sweep it in the crease, and then I'm actually gonna bring that color over on the lid a little bit more. So we are basically applying this color and the corner, the crease, and then over a good, I would say halfway on the lid. Perfect. This color is so perfect for this prime color. I started at MAC. My makeup career started at MAC. And if you ever worked for MAC, they always called that transition shade your prime color. And this is a perfect prime color for me. A prime color is basically a matte shade that is neutral, that is a few shades deeper than your skin tone, because you want it to create definition. And then from there, it's all about building. So if I wanted to go in and make this more of a glam look and use darker shadow, I certainly could. But having this prime color down first is going to be the difference from that look being like airbrushed and smooth and just very like you had a pro do it, versus being kind of splotchy, not blended, harsh transitions, which you don't want. You really want to gradually increase in color. So always starting with the prime color is a little hack that most makeup artists do. It also just creates the shape of the eye. So that's why I'm emphasizing it in the crease. Okay, now I'm gonna take a step back and we're just gonna kind of look and see how we are looking and how we're feeling about this. I think it's looking really beautiful. So as you can see, I left the inner corner a little bare. We are gonna go in there. Okay, perfect. So for the inner corner, what do we wanna do? We've got so much we can do here. I'm gonna keep the inner corner, let's see. There's this really pretty pearly shade here. It's kind of white though. I don't want that inner corner to be that white. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay a matte shade down first on the inner corner. We're gonna go with this really pretty kind of matte soft pink, and then I'll top it with that shimmer shadow. Let's go in with the BK Beauty 203, and we're gonna go in with the shade P3. And we're gonna apply P3 right on the center of the lid in the inner corner. This look is really pretty and warm. I have green eyes, so using warm shadows complements the green eyes and makes my green eyes pop. Same thing if you have blue eyes, same thing if you have brown eyes with any like hazel in them or amber in them. Oh, how pretty is that? This palette is just so good. I think this is just one of those palettes that you can create an entire look with and just use this, but it's also a great like basic palette to have in your kit. So when you are, even if you're doing a dramatic look and you're playing with like real foiled, like, you know, multicolored chrome shadows, you can have these as your like the bones of your makeup look. This one, also the Makeup by Mario palettes, those were also highly rated and those are fantastic too. I highly recommend those as well. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at that. I just love that. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the N24 and I'm gonna pick up this shimmer shadow just to kind of highlight a little bit of the eye. And we're just gonna tap, tap, tap the center of the lid. This isn't going on as nice as I would like. This particular formula in this palette, it's just a little, how should I describe it? It's just not smooth. A little flaky. Is that a good word? Not so much. The little highlight, this highlight shadow here, I'm a little disappointed with. Let's take it and let's pop it in the very inner corner and see if we get a better payoff. Yeah, it's just a little dry and like flaky. It's not adhering to the skin well is, I guess, the better way to describe it. Okay, but that's okay. Okay, next we're gonna take the same brush and we are gonna go in with this shade right here, Y3, and we are gonna kind of smoke out the lower lash line with this shade. So let's go right under here. Okay, yeah, this is pretty. It's rich, it's warm, it's really beautiful, and it's soft. I love that color, really, really nice. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and for liner, what I realized in this little task is I need to buy some new eyeliners. My favorite liners were not like highly rated or like the top of the highly rated one, at least when I filtered it, they didn't pop up. And a lot of the liners that did, I don't own. So I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty pencil in the shade Puppy Eyes, and we are just going to kind of line the outer half of the eye. Oh, I love this color. This deserves 5 stars in my book. It is so good. It's metallic, but bronze. It's soft and glides onto the eye so easily. You have a little time to work with it before it dries. Once it dries, it does set and stay in place really well. I just think the color is so beautiful. It's this beautiful metallic bronze. I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to take that same brush that we used for the lower lash line, and I'm not adding anything to it, but I'm just going to kind of work the liner in before it completely sets. This just creates a bit of a smokier, smudgier line versus a really harsh line. Okay, just a little bit of a softer smokier look. Perfect. Okay, my friends, let's go in with mascara. And I was very excited to filter and see this mascara at the top of the list because I agree, I love this mascara. And it's kind of a new mascara. This is the Prada Scope mascara. And yeah, Prada Scope, that's what it is. It's the Prada mascara and the name of it is Prada Scope. I love this mascara. They sent it to me when it launched and then I purchased a second tube of it. The brush is pretty unique. Look at this brush. It's like flat. Oh, let's see if we can get in focus. There we go. It's flat on the bottom. And then it's got the little teeth on top. It's a very thick formula and it gives pretty dramatic lashes. The only con to this, or like who this is not for, is I would say this is not for someone that likes like more separated lengthening, like a mascara that really lengthens but doesn't add a lot of volume. If you like your lashes to look a little thinner and more separated, this is gonna make them look really thick. I do feel like you have to replace this mascara more often because it's a thicker formula. And I don't know, maybe after, for me at least, in my experience, after about 5 or 6 weeks, I feel like it looks real thick and I don't get, like the lashes get a little clumpy. Let's just say it. I'm trying to be nice with my words here, but I still love it. I think it's beautiful. It gives a lot of drama quick. It's just not a mascara that you can really build and build and build and build without getting clumpy. So as you're building, work on separating because if you build, and then you don't try and separate, you can deal with some clumpy lashes. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because I feel like if I go any more, it'll be clumpy. So again, I think this is a great mascara, but it's not for everybody. It's definitely for those that like a lot of volume and aren't afraid of a heavier looking lash. I think a really heavy looking lash is pretty, especially when you're using light neutral shades like this. On your eyes, it's kind of the drama, you know, it kind of gives that element of drama without having a lot of eyeshadow on the eye. Perfect, I'm gonna go back in, get another little dip. Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, it's good. Today we got a little, it looks a little clumpy though. I love it, but yeah, it's not for everybody. Just wanna fully give you that disclaimer, okay? I had a little bit of fallout, so let's go in and kind of sweep that away. My under eyes look so dry, you guys. And again, it's not the makeup. It's just because I had that microneedling done. Hopefully you don't see it on camera, but when I hold this mirror up, I'm like, oh my gosh, my eyes look so dry. Okay, let's finish this look off and move on to lips. So there were 2 liners that really jumped out to me that I love and I own. The Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I think we already know that is obviously a top rated lip liner. This is like a viral lip pencil and this was highly rated. But also the Bobbi Brown lip liner was on there. So I thought we would do that and mix it up. This is the shade Muted Rose. Now I am going to kind of blot my lips just to get this lip balm off. Obviously, when you have lip balm on your lips and you try and line them, the liner's not going to adhere to the lip and the skin as well. So I want a little more adhesive. No, I want the liner to adhere to my lips better. This has got nice pigment. It's just a good traditional lip pencil. Oh, Maisie has come to say hi. You are so funny. Say hi. I'm sitting on a little stool, you guys. Little, you don't even see the back of it. It's that small. And she can jump up and position herself in the like 3 spare inches that my bottom is not consuming of this little stool. Tell me if the dogs bother you guys. I don't think they do, right? I don't think they do. They're always in here with me. And of course I want to have great audio and I want it to be quiet on set and all of that. But let's be real. I'm sitting here in my house filming videos. So it's okay if the dogs jump in, right? Okay, so there is the liner, very beautiful color. Again, this shade is Muted Rose. It's a really soft pink. It's beautiful, I love it. It's like a natural lip color, which makes it really easy to over-align your lips. If you're trying to add volume and over-align your lips, find a color that is very close to your natural lip color or could be a very natural lip color. That way, when your lipstick or your gloss wears off, you're not left with this ring around the lips that is very obvious and distracting. Okay, for lipstick, there were 2 lipsticks that jumped out that I love. The NARS lipstick, the Explicit lipstick, and I have this shade Envy here. Let's see. Okay, that's kind of more like a toffee color, really pretty kind of toffee nude color. And then the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in this shade, the matte lipstick in the shade Peony. Do I say that right? I say peony. Anyway, I love this one. We're gonna use this one. This one's a bit more pink. Look at this. It's matte, it's blurring, it's long wearing because it is matte. We're gonna go with this one. I love this lipstick. Very pigmented, very creamy, pretty hydrating for a matte lipstick. Like it doesn't feel dry. It's also blurring. I love it. It's so beautiful. Look at that. I feel like Nikki LaRose lips. When Nikki does my lip makeup, it is just another level. I'm like, gosh, my lips look so good when she does my makeup. I'm not saying this looks as good as she does, but I feel like it's a little Nikki LaRose vibes. Okay, let's take a look at everything. I kind of want to add a little more eyeshadow. So let's go in and just bump this up a little. I'm gonna take my N13 and I'm actually gonna take this shadow here. This is the shadow that we used on the lower lash line. And we're just gonna sweep a little bit of this here in the crease just to like bump it up a little. I don't want it too dark, but I do want a little more definition, a little more glam. Okay, my friends, this wraps it up. This is the final look. Everything that I used on my face is top rated, 4.5 to 5 stars on Sephora.com. And for good reason. Everything here is a win, a 10 out of 10 in my book. So good. I love the way the makeup came out. We are looking a little heavy and dry under the eyes, but again, that is completely due to the fact that I had microneedling done a couple of days ago. But yeah, just a really easy wearable look. So I'm going to, of course, list all these products in the description box, tag them in YouTube shopping, link the colors and everything if you have any questions. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Give me some ideas on what videos you guys want to see next. Drugstore videos, any types of themes that you want for videos, drop them down below. All right, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful day and I will see you in my next one. Bye.